What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got another video for you. We're going to be going over association units or link units, and if you guys don't know what I mean by that, I'm specifically referring to these units here. So these little square units that give you some bonuses, but oh, I got a gift. There's an additional. I want my gift. Give me a gift. You lied to me. There's literally no gift. Okay. I don't even know if that popped up on the screen, but I got a notification saying that I got 50k gold, and I wanted it. But moving on. So we're gonna be talking about these units, association units or link units. They're easier for me to call them link units, even though that's not the correct or proper term. I think it comes down to bad global translations. But before we get started, a couple of things. First thing, once again, plugging in my Discord. If you guys want to join Discord server, we have a decent amount of people in there. It's actually quite active, which I'm surprised at. You know, feel free to hop in, ask questions, do whatever you gotta do, ask for raids. In terms of my guild, I am making a second guild. The guild is actually already made. It's called 3 AM, because that's when the East Coast reset is, and one of my friends is running it. So if you don't want, if you're unable to join the main guild because it is too strict to join, the second guild is an option. I will be making a tweet about it, so make sure you're following me on Twitter if you want to join that guild. Most likely it'll be along the lines of, you probably need like 90k CC, and you need to donate a certain amount of horns, wings, every single day, or there's like a weekly requirement. So just keep that in mind. If you are interested in that, make sure you're following me on Twitter, or just join the Discord. I'll probably make an announcement there as well. Next plug is my BlueStacks link. I'm currently playing on BlueStacks. This is how I play the game on PC. If you want to play Grand Cross on PC without crashing or anything like that, check it out down there. Runs perfectly. Now, on to the main topic. Actually, one last thing. I'm sorry. Audio. I saw a decent amount of comments saying that my audio was too low, or the quality, just things related to audio. So I tried to tweak it up a little bit in this video. Let me know if it actually made a difference or not. Am I sounding louder, clearer, etc.? Did it make it worse? I want to make the videos as good as possible for your guys' whatever, entertainment. I'm not entertaining, but still. Let's just jump into the video now. Association links, association units or link units, whatever you want to call them, they have, they affect your character in certain ways. The main thing is, let's start off with some vocabulary, because I know everyone loves that. Let's just read what an associated unit does, right? If I click on here and we just take a look at this, let's take a look at a random one that doesn't have any of these bonus things on. Increases the associated hero's basic stats by 5%, and then in parentheses, increases basic stats by 1% per ultimate move level. This is something that people, even though it's written there, it isn't really easy to kind of understand what they're actually explaining there. And it took me a little bit on JP before I even understood how this worked properly. So, first thing first is, what are basic stats? What is actually getting increased? Basic stats are only 3 stats. They are attack, defense, HP. Those are the only stats that get affected by association units. So for example, if you have, 3 sets of crit damage on a unit, and you use them as your association unit, none of that crit damage is getting carried over. Only attack, defense, HP. That's it. Which is why in my CC video, it was the video before this where I explained how to get higher CC, and my gear guide, I explained that attack, defense, and HP defense are the only sets you really want to go, with the exception of a couple of people. But for the majority of the roster, attack, defense, HP defense, and this is, I don't want to say this is exactly why, but this plays a big part into it. The other reason is that these are the only stats that actually affect your CC. All the other stats of a character don't affect CC at all. Now that we understand what basic stats are, let's actually go into explaining the bonus effects first. So if you go back here, and if you just click on a unit, and you simply click on them, right? It'll bring you to this menu. It explains stuff, yada yada. And you can actually see, I don't even know, okay, whatever. we can see the association unit here, the association list. And here it gives you all the list of units that, you know, give you an association bonus. So we have the 2 Meliodases, and this carries over when more units are added. So if another, if another Meliodas is added, not Demon Meliodas, it has to be specifically regular Meliodas. If he's added, he will be added to this list. If another king is added, he'll be added to this list, and so on, like with Griamore. So each of these give you a different bonus. This one, for example, gives you 280 attack. You get pierce rate, which is just, armor pen, essentially. You get 17.9 for this one, 19.2 for this one. Now, I'm not 100% positive if this 17.9 will actually just go to 19.2 once you awaken him to UR, but that's what I'm assuming. They're rarity based. So as long as, even though for example, this Meliodas is naturally an SR, as long as you awaken him to UR, you get the UR's effect of the attack. Same thing here. Once you awaken this king to UR, I'm pretty sure you'll get the same exact bonus as this 19.2%. And same thing here. You awaken this Griamore, I'm sure that his defense goes up even more. Once again, all of it applies to these. So hopefully that explains the special effect. Now, for example, the special effect of Meliodas and Griamore give defense and attack. Those stats end up getting added on to your basic attack. They get added on to your CC. But this pierce rate, even though the pierce rate bonus gets added on, it doesn't actually affect your CC. And CC is quite an important stat. So even though pierce rate might be better on your unit, like that might be the stat you're looking for, getting some extra CC might end up actually being better for you. Things to consider when setting the units you want. Now, let's go into the main thing I wanted to explain about association units. It is how to get the most amount of stats out of them. And here is how. We're going to take a look at this Meliodas, right? This is SSR Meliodas, meaning level 60, 2-star. This Meliodas, if you were to pause the screen right here, take a look at these numbers. These numbers are higher than my SR Meliodas, who has 1 more star. It might not be higher HP because of that 1 extra star, but he has more attack, and he's a higher level. He's 65, but he has less stats than SSR Meliodas, and that just comes down to the fact that rarity affects base stats a decent amount. An SSR will have higher stats than an SR, who will have higher stats than a rare. That's just how the game functions. Now, people will see that, that's something that you can kind of assume for yourself. Like, yeah, SSRs are better, so I'm going to set the SSR as my associated unit. That is incorrect, because there's another aspect to association units, and that is the ultimate move gauge. I originally showed you that, associated units increase basic stats by 5%. This is the baseline for everyone. However, take a look at Meliodas. Mine increases it by 8%. Why is that? Simple enough. You go here, you go under ultimate move. You can see that I have 4 out of 6 ultimate on Meliodas. So for, everyone starts off with 1 out of 6. So I got 3 additional ultimate points. I fed 3 dupes into him, which ended up giving me 3 more %, up to a maximum 10% stats. And you can see here that my Meliodas, my SSR Meliodas, who has more raw stats than my... I said that incorrectly, I think. My SSR Meliodas has more raw stats than my SR Meliodas, but he gives more stats than the SR version. And that's because I'm gaining more stats due to the ultimate. So if I were to use the SSR Meliodas, you can see that all my stats are going down. No point. This means, essentially, is that SR units have an advantage over SSR units simply because of the fact that they are easier to get. By the same logic, you can use rare units, but at that point, you're really lowering your base stats a decent amount. to where it doesn't matter that they're maxed out ultimates, because SR units, you can max their ultimates out with relative ease. You know, you might not max them out the first 2 weeks of the game, but by 2 or 3 months in, you'll have majority of these units or key units maxed out. So I want to go ahead and eventually max out my Griamore and have him as Diane's partner, because, oh, I didn't actually explain this. There are certain units who have the sword and symbol, you know, like the sword cross over the special effect link. And these units have they're known as like a fate link, and they have a team ultimate combo. Let's go back into here and actually discuss that for a quick minute. We go into here, we take a look. If you go down here, you can see that it actually changes the ultimate move so that it increases the damage of the ultimate. So instead of doing whatever percent, I'll actually go back and take a look. It's doing 600% with Griamore, and it would do 525% without Griamore. Association units don't ever give you some sort of bonus effect in terms of the ultimate. It's not like all of a sudden if a move is single target, it'll now be AoE, or if a move stun, like if it didn't stun, if it's stunned for like 1 turn, it won't now stun for 2 turns. The only thing they do is increase the damage. And the same thing applies for leveling up ultimate moves. They only increase the damage and nothing else. So that's the difference with people who have the sword symbol. They have the fate ultimate also attached to them. You can see I have the same thing on my Jericho. I have Gila here because I want to use her fate for that extra damage boost. The other thing that fates give you, just by having a fate link, you gain an additional 1000 CC. You know, it's pretty handy, it's nice to have, but it's just something else to keep in mind. Now, that's pretty much going to be explaining how association units work. The next video I'll do will most likely be which are the best units to max out now that you understand how association units work. Because there are key units you want to aim for simply because of the fact that they are really good partners or link units with certain characters. You know, for example, Jericho and Gila, like, you really want a high level Gila. The same thing with, you know, with Diane, you really want a good Griamore. For Ban, you need a really high Jericho, and things like that. My phone is ringing and it's shaking my table and I don't know what is going on. Okay, but that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you did like the video, leave a comment down below. Like, do the things that the other YouTubers tell you to do, because I'm also a sellout. Once again, Discord down below, PC link, BlueStacks thing as well, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everyone.